Hi, Kitty Pies. It's Lanickia, and I am coming to you with another episode of General Hospital. This one is for Monday, 3/14/2022. And we're just going to jump right into it. So we see Cam goes to visit Spenser at the in the prison at Ridge, and he's letting Spenser know everything that happened. Now, at first, Spenser is like, "I've been wanting you to come see me, and you ain't been coming to see me, and I don't care about you coming right now." But so they argue, and then Spencer tries to accuse Cam of being the one who posted the video of he and Jocelyn, and Cam was like, why would I do that? He was like, you just want somebody to get on your level because you're in here and you've done bad things. And if I didn't do it, if saying I did it makes it better, because then you don't have to accuse Trina or Esme of posting the video. And so Cam swears on Franco, everything he loves, his brothers, everything, that he didn't do this video. And Spencer says, you know what? I know you didn't do it. I believe you. And, then, Cam just tells him how hard it is and how bad they're being towards Josh. And Cam said, I can only imagine. And okay, listen. So then he says the possibility is like Trina or Esme did the video, and Cam is just like, I don't see it for Trina doing the video. And of course Spencer is like, no, she didn't do it. Now he says, I know when that video hit. He said Esme doesn't know everything, about him, and he knows when that video hit because he knows what time it hit. Trina didn't do it. And they said, how do you know? And, Cam was like, how do you know that? And so he flashes back, right? And at the time when they released the video, Trina was with Spencer at the not the funeral home, but at the gravesite of his mother. So that's why he knows she didn't do it. So he said, well, then that means Esme did it. And Cam said, Spencer, are you really going to say that you don't think Esme would do something like this? And Spencer can't really say anything. He just like, she had no reason to be jealous. And he said, because I'm not with Trina. And Cam is like, but Esme is jealous because, yeah, you're with her. But if she was not in the picture and you had the opportunity, she knows you would be with Trina. And everybody knows that. And Spencer's just like, it wasn't him, but Cam is like, don't lose friendships and relationships over Esme, and so that's how it ended with them. So we know now that Trina kind of has an alibi. Well, she does have an alibi as far as when that video was dropped, because it was she was with Spencer. And so that's why Spencer is going to defending her. Plus, he liked Trina. Okay, so then we go to Brooklyn and Chase. This is my couple, and I was really wanting them together, but I'm okay with them not, going right into a relationship. I'm okay with this playing out because I actually like these two, so I'm okay for them. They're building it up for us, and that's good with me. I'm okay. I'm okay now. It's some other boring characters on here that you can sub them in for instead of playing some of their parts, but. For Brooklyn and Chase, y'all gonna build the romance, and I like it. And once they get together, please don't ruin them after a few months once they get together. But anyways, so he's over at the Quartermains and everything, and they're talking, and she, he asked her, you just left. I kissed you and you left. And she said, it was hard for me with the baby. And he was like, you sure it wasn't because of the kiss? And she was like, no, I just was in my feelings. And he was like, I didn't stay with Bailey or as long as you did, but I still got attached too. And she apologizes for just leaving him like that. And so he was like, they just have a nice conversation, and they just beat around the bush. Like, is there a reason for me to stay, or is there a reason for me to do? Like, they don't want to be vulnerable and admit that they like each other to each other. So they kind of ask questions, and then the other ones, they don't want to say it, so they just end up being friends. But he does give her a songbook that he found, and she was like, this is private. This is my songwriting or whatever. And he was like, these are meant to be sung, for someone to sing. And she said, my voice is gone thanks to Nell. I can never sing again. And he tells her, that's okay. You'll be you will be a songwriter. And she says no, and then so he starts singing her song, and she's looking at him, and it's all sweet and everything, and he's just encouraging her, and they just have a nice moment as friends, not even as wanting to be with each other, because they do, but just as being friends. And I like that they're really building their friendship up before they go into something, even though I want them to just go ahead and be a couple, but I like that they're building their friendship up. So that was that. And then we go to we go to Curtis and Miss Wu. So Miss Wu wants to use Curtis Club as like a little gambling 2 nights out of the month. And he's like, gambling is illegal. And she was like, no, no, it's what I'm doing is legal and everything. And she says, and I have a lot of influence. But okay, so this is why she wants to use Curtis, because he has a lot of his reputation is good. And they know if his name is in it, it's at his place or whatever, then it's not, some janky, shady business or and all that. But Curtis was like, nah, I'm cool. And she was like, the profit. And he was like, I don't need money. And she was like, but I know some people, and it could be good for you in the entertainment and businessmen and women. And he was like, no, I'll pass. So she tells them this story about this plant that I think she said her grandfather or her father used to tell, about how he got a plant. The wife hated it and everything, but he kept the plant. And then he started making money off the plant because the plant grew seeds. And she was like, don't kill something about don't kill your plant, or don't grow just because being closed minded to working with her, doing business with her or whatever. Curtis probably gonna end up doing this, and it's probably gonna end up being something shady. But so he asked like who would oversee this, and she said Brad would. So now we go to Brad and Britt. So Brad is trying to get back at the hospital. So he and Britt are out to lunch, and they're just getting drunk. And he's trying to get back at the hospital and everything. So, look, mama. So Britt is and so Britt says, I'll talk to people, because he says, I know my aunt Selena is, which Miss Wu, I know, like, she's gonna call, she's gonna come calling, I'm staying with her. He was like, I stay up at night, thinking about what she could possibly have me do or whatever. And so she was like, okay, I'm gonna do my best to get you a job at the hospital, see if we can get you back in. No guarantees, no promises. He was like, I understand. Just as long as you try, that's all I'm asking for. He doesn't know that Selena has already decided he's about to go over here and run this club 2 nights out the month. So I don't know what kind of shadiness, because it's gonna end up being shady, that she's trying to get him involved in or whatever. But we'll see. We'll see. And it'll be nice to add like more people to the storyline. So, you know, so it's not okay. Anyways, but Selena hears them talking about this and everything, and him talking about, to people who are really friends and people who are just using them and all that kind of stuff. And she leaves because they were out drinking, and she's kind of eavesdropping because she was about to come into the restaurant where they were at, but she leaves. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with this storyline, but I'm looking forward to that one. And then who else did we have on today? Oops. So we did Chase in Brooklyn, Cam and Spenser, Curtis, Miss Wu. Okay, y'all. So the big storyline there's two more left. Okay, so Carly and Josh have came to the court, and she's getting some breakfast or whatever. And Esme is there. I remember from Friday, Esme was there. So they roll up or whatever, and Esme was like, oh my gosh, Josh, how are you doing? I feel so bad. I would be so embarrassed, yada, yada, yada. And Carly was like, oh, really? And Esme about to leave, right? And Carly was like, oh, no, you're not going anywhere. Sit down. And Esme was like, I have other plans. And, and Carly was like, no, you gotta sit down. Like, what you do, I know it was you who did this. And you better watch out, because the mothers of the people that you did this for are going to start coming for you or whatever. Now, Esme, she bars none, right? I like Esme. I mean, I like Esme. I don't like the stuff she does, like, girl, why are you doing this? But I do like that, like, she stands up to like the Carlys and everyone. But I mean, she don't need to do bad stuff that she's doing, but you know what I'm saying. So Esme tells Carly, Mrs. Corinthos, I mean, it is still Mrs. Corinthos. I'm like, girl, I love it, I'm here for it. But Carly was like, oh, okay, okay. And then she later on she tells her, maybe you should watch, um pay attention to your family and your husband instead of him going and being with another woman and all that. I'm like, okay, Ismael, you putting yourself in grown people business. Now she gonna handle you like you grown. So there, she's about to leave because she sees Nicholas, and she sees Nicholas or whatever. So Esme always scheming. So she sees Nicholas and she's about to leave, but Carly grabs her and Esme starts, oh my God, oh, you're hurting me and all that kind of stuff. Because remember, Ryan hurt her on her arm when they were at the when she went to talk to him in Thursday's episode. Remember, he grabbed her up, and so her arm is really bruised. But Carly didn't do that. Ryan did it. But so, anyways, she's like, "Oh my gosh, you're hurting me!" And here comes Nicholas. Carly, what are you doing? You can't do that. Esme, are you okay? And he's like, Carly, you're gonna get in trouble or whatever. And she's like, oh, Esme is fine, or or whatever. And Nicholas takes Esme, and they're gonna go to the hospital to make sure she's okay. And so Josh is like, Ma, you like, she was like, I can fight my own battles. And Carly was like, I know you can, I'm sorry. I know you can. She just makes me so mad because she's going to sit here and blame Trina for this when we know it was her. And Carly did tell Esme, I'm going to find out who did this. And when I find out it was you, I'm going to make you pay for this and everything. And so, but Josh and Carly talking, it's the same thing they were talking about Friday, where she's just so embarrassed and she can't believe this happened to her and all that information, all that good stuff. And Carly is just like, you're a strong woman and we're going to get to the bottom of this, and you need to stay in contact with Cam and reach out to Trina, like, y'all need to rally around each other. And Spenser, Cam said the same thing. Cam and Spenser said the same thing, that they all need to rally around each other and just be, protective or whatever. So Josh turns on her phone and there's all these messages. And when Carly sees the messages, she's just like, oh my God. And so when Josh goes to the bathroom to clean her, because she's been crying, to clean her face and everything, Carly calls Diana and says, Diana, I need you to speak to you immediately. It's about Josh. Now over here at the hospital, because she done ran herself to the hospital, Esme said, well, luckily Carly didn't break my arm or anything like that, or sprain it or fracture it. She just bruised it. And Nick was like, I can't believe she was grabbing you like that and all that. Nicholas, oh my gosh. But Esme, here she goes, she playing her part. Ryan and gave her the new script, so she's playing it, and she's telling him, thank you so much for helping me. Everyone thinks I did this. And he asked her, did she do it? And she said, no. Their friendship has been messed up for months and it had nothing to do with me and all that. And then she tells him, people just are so willing to paint me the bad guy. And, he was like, well, Esme, you kind of earned that all on your own. And she was like, I know, but I'm trying to change. I'm trying to be a good friend. I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to be a good friend and be supportive and everything, but everyone's just so mean to me. And so he's just like, what can we do as a family? And she said, Laura's been great. And he was like, as a Castellite family, they're going to rally around Esme and be her support system and all that. And she was like, thank you. And in return, I'm going to use any influence I have over Spenser to try to get him, to have a closer relationship with you and all that. And so, oh, child. Then she go up to Nicholas, this because the scene is wrapping, right? And she grabs him by the hand. I'm like, inappropriate. Thank you so much for defending me with Carly. And she did tell him she doesn't blame Carly and she wished she had a parent that defend her. She's playing victim here. She's playing innocent victim and like, woe is me. I can't believe all that. And Nicholas is falling right into this. So she goes and she grabs Nicholas by the hand and she's looking in his eyes. Thank you so much for your help and all that good stuff. And he says, call me Nicholas. I said, oh my God, this is where y'all going with this. This is where y'all are going with this storyline. I cannot. I cannot, but I'm gonna watch it, but I cannot. Like, y'all need to, I don't know, because I'm like, how old is Esme supposed to be? Like, she's supposed to be like 8. There's freshmen in college. Are they all freshmen in college? Is she like 18? I don't know. You tell me. But so that was General Hospital today. I guess that's her marching orders to seduce Nicholas to blow up him and Ava's marriage or whatever. I mean, she don't want Spenser no way, so it doesn't even matter. But that was General Hospital today. I will see you tomorrow for the next episode.